she admits finally that, I did take a Percocet that night.
And you had to pose in conjunction with story. Yes. And about what time was you there?
By the time I got home, I took it at 11 or something, or whatever.
And so Snyder asked her about her changing story. You've been adamant that you met Misty for Oragel, and now you're finally admitting to us, I actually didn't speak to her. You've initially, over the course of 2 interviews, maybe more, didn't mention throwing trash away. And now you've got a very detailed account about doing that and what it was. And you, on the 5th, were adamant that you hadn't used any drugs other than marijuana. And now you're telling us that you did take a Percocet too. What's going on? Why is the story changing? And her explanation for that is, my faulty memory might have something to do with all the cocaine I was doing that night, which is a drug that had totally been absent from all of her prior counts and fits much more with the $80 cash app than the story about paying off the drug front. And so she is explaining her inconsistent stories by adding another inconsistency, which is an addition to cocaine use.
Juror has requested a short break. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's take a 10-minute break and resume with the opening statement. Mr. Dean, again, I'm going to ask you not to talk about the case, don't do any research about the case, avoid conversations about the case. The time now is about 11:29.
We'll skip to where they came back. It's almost over.
Order back on the record in SBCR 22-03364J6. Counsel for the defense is at the table with Ms. Simon. Counsel for the state, along with Detective Lemons, are at their table. We haven't yet brought the jurors back in. Is there anything that we need to take up before we bring the jurors back in?
No, Your Honor, I'm ready to take it.
Not from the defense.
All right, let's proceed.
Jurors entering. Thank you. And so for the record, the jurors are all back. They are being seated at this time. All right, all 16. Thank you. And Mr. Dean will resume with his opening statement.
So, October 12th, and we've come a long way from the October 5th account of only using marijuana that night. This is where we end up on October 12th. And in this interview, she acknowledges that this wasn't like the one night she used